You know that phrase that bothers me now is it goes just be happy you have work right now. Just be happy you have a job. The problem that I have with that phrase is that eventually that phrase is going to be just be happy that you have food and water. And what will we do then? America needs to stand up. We need to fight against the oppression that is coming. People are losing their jobs and nobody is protesting. Nobody is speaking out. Nobody's voice is being heard loud enough. There are enough protests for people to say, oh yeah, look, we have a democracy. Look, there's 60,000 people protesting George Bush's inauguration. There's 100,000 protesting this, and 100,000 protesting that. More people need to speak up. Because those numbers, they only give the elite, the rich, the corporations, the ability to say, yes, we do live in a democracy. But those numbers are still small enough for them not to be a serious threat to those corporations, to those elite, to the rich. People need to stand up and make their voices heard. People need to let their government know that they are not happy with what is going on in this country. People need to speak out against corporate abuse. People need to speak out against the legislation that corporations are putting out there. They need to speak against the legislators that carry that legislation from those corporations out to the public and present them as if they're beneficial to the people of this nation, when the only entities that they benefit are corporations. If you look at an organization like ALEC is comprised of corporate CEOs and legislators and other corporate representatives. And basically those corporate representatives write legislation for those legislators to then take back to their state. Sometimes the state legislators don't even change the wording in the legislation that ALEC has presented. It's presented verbatim. And I can guarantee you that corporations do not care about the people of this country, other than what they can do for the corporation, how they can benefit the corporation, either monetarily by giving their money to those corporations, or through some form of labor. And that labor is becoming cheaper and cheaper as the corporations are allowed to do whatever they want, not only in America, but around the world. The global economy is driving wages down and it's eliminating benefits. And the corporations are sitting out there making people think that it's their fault that our economy is in such dire straits. Teachers, how do we blame teachers for the troubles that we have with this economy? It was not teachers that had caused the mortgage collapse. It was not teachers that allowed allowed the banks to grow to the point where they're too big to fail. Too big to fail. That is another term that I have a problem with. If they're too big to fail, why do we continue to make them even bigger? Why do we allow banks to consolidate? Why do we have Bank of America now laying off 30 or 40,000 people? America needs to wake up. Corporations are controlling this country, and they will control this country until we, the abused, put an end to their abuse.